This week's word of the week is going to be stack cutting. Got it written up here. I kind of got a yes and a no because there's certain processes that you can stack cut and certain processes that you can't. What stack cutting is when you put plates, let's just say plates, on top of each other, one on top of another, and then you cut through multiple sections of the plate, basically to increase productivity. Now there's a lot of processes that can do that, and there's a lot that can't. And if you try to do it with the ones that you can't, you're probably going to blow something up or break something. So we're going to kind of highlight the ones you can and highlight the ones you can't. It's almost more important the ones you can't, because if you do it, it's going to break something. So we'll start over here with yes. You can plasma through multiple sheets. Wire EDM, machining, you can machine through a bunch of different parts. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's we're looking at water jet, laser, things like that. It just doesn't work well for that. But you can do it for plasma, wire EDM, and machining. So the nose, this is a big one right here. Everybody looks at that shear, or a shear, and says, you know, if I got to cut 1,000 of these out, why can't I just put 3 or 4 sheets on top of each other and, you know, increase my productivity? It says right on our shear out there, do not stack cut, and people will still stack cut. Do not stack cut in a shear. It will not work. It's not going to work. Don't try it, because that's, you know, you tell people don't do something and then they do it anyways just to see what will happen. Iron worker, that's got a shear in it. Don't try to stack cut in an iron worker. Punching stuff, you know, it looks like, okay, I got a die here. I could go through multiple, you know, sections of that sheet. Don't do it. It's going to screw it up. You're going to break the die. I had someone with an iron worker try and shear 2 half-inch plates once. I think it was 4 by half. Yeah, so there was 2 of them on there to make it basically 1 inch. And it actually has hardened bolts on the back that exploded off the back and basically sounded like a shotgun going off. So you're going to have to do repairs if you do that. Our shear, people were stack cutting. The shear kind of goes down like scissors, so it's at an angle. Well, if you're cutting something small, you always cut it on the right side of it, so that gets dull faster. People were stack cutting on the shear out there, and now if you get real thin stuff, it folds over because it's been screwed up because people were stack cutting here on the shear. So we're going to go out and look at the shear. I'll show you the sign that says do not stack cut on it, and people will still stack cut. But there's not a lot of processes that you can stack cut with. I suppose you could stack cut in a bandsaw, things like that. But for the most part, plasma in the welding world is the main one, I guess. Wire EDM, machining, and do not stack cut in a shear. I'm pretty sure any welding instructor will have some story of somebody stack cutting in a shear or an iron worker or a punch that's very bad. So we'll look at that shear, and it kind of boggles the mind. You know, if you have something on there that says do not stack cut, why do people still do that? I have no idea. But please do not stack cut if you're on a shear, an iron worker, or a punch. So we'll take a look at that. Here we are looking at a national shear, 4 foot wide, 1/4 of an inch thick. That's what it goes up to. And you can see right on the front here, do not stack cut. And yet people do it all the time. I have no idea why. So if you have a good stack cutting explosion story, put it in the comments. But that's all we got for this week. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching and subscribing to TV Weld.